Okay, so all that happens is you give me $100, and then I get money, and then you get two people to give you $100 a piece, and you get money.
Yeah.
And those people, they pay you every month $100. You keep a little bit of it, and then you give me some of the money, and then they get two people a piece under them to give them $100 a month, and then the money comes back to me, or it keeps coming up.
Yeah, I know what
to the top.
I know what a pyramid scheme is. Yeah, you just
what?
pretty much a pyramid scheme.
What do you mean a pyramid scheme?
That's what you just described, like almost word for word, where you don't do anything and people just pay money to
Not doing anything or getting people to sign up underneath you.
For what?
To get money. Am I not being clear here?
Okay. I'm very clear. Yeah, you're being very clear. And it's called a pyramid scheme. It's illegal.
Let's just clarify something. I'm one of the greatest business minds of our generation. I've been successful at literally everything I put my hand to. Ping pong, darts, guitar, painting, acting, laughing, push-ups, golf, exercising.
You're not good at
basketball.
Not good at that either.
You can do like 12 pull-ups.
Okay.
Not at the same time.
Don't believe it. Okay.
And you're questioning my business sense, saying, have you ever seen The Wolf of Wall Street?
Those are not.
That's what I'm talking about.
You didn't name one.
You ever seen Michael Douglas in the Wall Street movie? Well,
yes.
It's a lot of, or Tom Cruise in that movie, Wall Street.
Okay.
Well, a lot of Wall Street's going on.
Yeah.
Then that one Wahlburgers restaurant.
That's not Wall Street.
What I'm talking about is
Those
a financial
legitimate
investment.
Businesses.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm getting you to sign up. Ralph's already signed up.
Ralph. Why isn't he?
We were doing a little hand-to-hand combat, a little karate. I hit him right in the throat.
You chopped him?
Yeah, the fact checking is going to be a little bit off today.
That's why he's on the floor. That makes sense now.
He can only nod or evidently spasm when he knows.
Did he take his shirt off right before y'all decided to fight, or did he come in with it off?
I took his shirt off over him and hit him in the throat. Funny part was Ralph didn't even know we were exercising.
He did.
No. But anyways, it's a very simple deal. It's you get them to sign up, and then we all get money. And
I'm not going to do it.
And what did you said it's illegal?
Yeah, that's one reason I'm
making money is illegal. Wow.
The other reason,
I guess that's a philosophy you've lived with your whole life, which is why you're broke all the time.
Well, that's all right. That's not necessarily true either. But
no, making money's illegal, like what? And
no
pyramid scheme. Yeah. Really?
Those
you even know where that originated from?
I don't know.
Well, back in the day, like 400 or 500 years ago, the Egyptians were like, hey, you Jews should come down here and build some pyramids for us.
Get up and fact check this.
And the Jews were like, yeah, we'd love to. How much money are you going to pay us? Like, don't worry about it. The devil's in the details, an old Egyptian saying. And they were like, okay, let's build these pyramids. Then the Egyptians were like, yeah, we're not paying you anything. Thanks for the pyramids.
That's not true.
From that day forward, everyone's like, remember that big pyramid scheme?
What history book did you read, bro?
Every time someone sees those, especially in Jewish culture, they're like, the pyramid scheme. And that's what happens.
So the Egyptians tricked them into slavery, basically.
You're really, what you're missing out on is one of the biggest investment opportunities of your life.
That's almost I'm glad you told that story, because it's almost exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to do nothing and get paid for it by a bunch of people. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not into that. Plus, I don't want to go to jail.
I don't want to go to jail. You don't want to do anything. Like, I don't want to be successful. I don't want to make money. I don't want to listen to some of this great business wisdom. I'm over here. I spend my whole life educating myself so that I can absorb knowledge and wisdom, and then I try to hand it out to people. I'm like, hey, here's some. I'm sprinkling it on people like this, and all you got to do is just take it.
I mean, first
of all, it'll change your life.
Watching Instagram models, looking at Instagram models for 12 hours a day is not like educating yourself.
I'm talking about the School of Hard Knocks where I moved to. I built a house there, paved some streets there.
You built a house.
I built a house at the School of Hard Knocks because that's where I got my education, on the streets, the rough streets of, I don't even know what town that was, but it was wild. And I write a book about all this knowledge, and all you can do is like, oh, I don't
you can make fun of me, but
I don't want to make any money.
I'm not going to get involved with it.
I'm tired of being poor.
It's way too much money.
Okay, well, way too much money. That's because you don't have any money, because you never take any risk, and you're missing out on.
There's no product. That's not a risk. That's just stupid.
Okay, let me tell you about another guy who passed up a great opportunity where there was no product involved when he was approached with one of the biggest investment opportunities of his life. Literally a life and death situation.
You really don't have to. I know you're going to.
Yeah. Well, you know the story. You know who Noah is?
Yes. Yeah.
Noah, since you don't know, he was in the Bible as he was a captain of a boat. That's what he's famous for.
He's not the captain of a boat.
Okay, he ends up being
no
the captain of a boat.
There's captain when Noah was around.
So what do you call someone who's in charge of a boat?
Well, now.
What do you call someone who's in charge of a boat?
Now I call them a captain.
Okay, so someone who's in charge of a boat is a captain.
Right. Okay.
Well, Noah, this is 400 or 500 years ago.
Right.
Randolph, when you wake up, will you fact check that? He's got face that's blue.
Hey, yeah, he does not look well.
Well, you should learn how to take a karate chop.
Yeah.
But that actually stemmed from our conversation. He signed up under me.
And then
he doesn't know, but I got
you physically assaulted him.
Well, I physically assaulted him first.
He doesn't know.
But typically bad things happen to you when you don't
listen
to my wisdom.
Okay.
But let me get back to this story. I don't want to get sidetracked like you typically do when you tell a story.
Okay.
Noah is hanging out one day, and he's pretty buff, like lots of lifting weights and stuff back then. And he's got a really dumb neighbor named Zacharias. And Zacharias is always like, oh man, I wish I had some more money, and my life's terrible.
No, I told you.
Noah, how did you get such beautiful hair? No,
it's
like,
not part of the story.
Well, I honor God with my life. You should try it. And now my hair looks beautiful.
All right.
Zacharias is like, no, I think I'm going to be over here and just be miserable. And Noah's like, okay. Well, back then the world was really bad. Like, God was looking down from heaven, and he's like, wow, I really, really screwed up here.
Is that what he said?
Well, I think he said, like, boy, howdy, have I made a mistake.
Okay.
And as God doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
He doesn't make any mistakes.
Well, explain that one to me then.
Isn't that what, like, if you're all knowing and all powerful, how could you make a mistake?
I guess if you made a mistake on purpose, it wouldn't be that big of a mistake.
It wouldn't be a mistake. You did it on purpose.
I guess if you screwed things up on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, he liked to tell jokes. He makes a lot of funny things. So he's like, boy, howdy, did I screw this one up?
You think he had a belly laugh?
Even though I did it on purpose.
Oh.
He does a lot of,
But he's up there by himself.
No, he's got the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. They got a lot of inside jokes that they tell each other.
There yet, though.
He was up there.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and I was with God. He says that.
All right.
Well, I guess you've never read a book before.
Okay.
So
I stand corrected.
God's up there making jokes with the Trinity. I guess he is the Trinity. He's like, boy, I screwed up. And then Jesus and the Holy Spirit was like, no, it was me. And they're all like, ah!
Okay.
That's how they do.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, there's a bunch of terrible people down there, but this guy named Noah, Noah Charles, last name was Charles, but friends called him Charlie. So he's like, Charlie, Noah, get him mixed up because since God's omnipresent,
we know what you're doing,
and he's in the beginning and the end.
You don't have to give some
a lot of different people. It's not like reincarnation, but he can see us both in the same timeline. He's like, boy, those people right there are they look pretty much the same. So he's like, hey, Charlie, Noah, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just like flexing the guns and talking to my dumb neighbor Zacharias.
Looking
he's over
at
there.
My stupid half sleeve tattoo.
Actually, Noah had a full sleeve tattoo because he was a little bit older than me and he could afford it because he got all of his friends to invest with that. I'll get to that later. God's like, listen, I need you to build a boat. Noah's like, what's a boat? He's like, well, it looks like this. there's an ark on the bottom, and I was like, oh, I'll call it an ark. And God was like, this guy is smart. Like, that's what we're actually going to say. I didn't know you know what an ark is. So Noah starts, he gives him like the dimensions for it.
Yeah.
And if Zacharias hadn't been such a screw up, he would have told Zacharias, but he never answered the phone when God called. They didn't have phones back then, but it's the same type of deal. God was like, hey.
So Zacharias was actually a decent guy. God wanted him to be wanted him to make his own ark.
God was getting desperate back then. There were so many crappy people. He's like, well, at least he lives close to Noah. Maybe he could help him out.
Yeah.
Give him a second chance because he's such a screw up. Like, I'll give him the opportunity of a lifetime. And
right.
Zacharias wasn't interested.
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, Noah, build that ark.
Mm-hmm.
So Noah and his son Shem and Yam and Ham and Bacon.
There was no bacon.
Oh, well, they called Ham Bacon for short.
Okay. That's
and
longer.
Noah evidently was super munchied out whenever he named his kids, because he's like, oh, we'll call this one Yams and this one Hams and this one Bacon.
That is true.
No,
there was no bacon.
Well, there's probably a bacon. Like it didn't even tell his wife's name.
I think it probably does.
You don't think he had a kid named Ham and he missed the opportunity to name another one Bacon?
Maybe. That's a good point, though.
Bacon was probably kind of like, I don't know, just kind of like the run of the family, and they didn't talk about him. But
yeah, if
you got a bacon, if you have a ham, you probably have a bacon. That's just.
All right, that's good logic. I'm not going to argue with you on that.
You should.
Yeah.
Because you'd lose.
Okay.
So him and Bacon are out there just building the ark, and Charlie is just wailing away with his shirt off, just his abs in the sun.
Who's Charlie?
Noah, sorry.
Okay.
He is working on that, and Zacharias is like, hey, what are you doing over there? He's like, I'm building an ark. Do you want to help me?
Why, whenever you're impersonating or mimicking Zacharias, you talk real slow, like?
I'm trying to make it so he can understand what he's talking about. And Noah was like, listen, Zacharias, I've got the opportunity of a lifetime. Here's how it works. You help me build this boat, and then you and 2 other people can get on it with me and not die. And Zacharias is like, that's a dumb deal. Like, I'm fine over here. You're an idiot, Noah. Like, you don't know anything about business.
Hold on.
I'm worried about pyramids and schemes.
You told me that God told Noah to build a boat. I don't think you told me why.
Well, I don't even know if Noah knows why. Noah was like, when people tell him to do stuff, his wife was like, Noah, go to the grocery store. And he'd just go. And then he'd get there and he's like, I don't even know what I'm doing here.
He was a yes
you have to go back home. Yeah, he's a yes man.
He wasn't good at getting the information. He just did whatever he was told.
Back then, they got to live for so long. They didn't really, time wasn't really the essence. So he's like, I guess I'll just start doing this. And, I'm going to live for a couple hundred years, so it doesn't matter. People live way longer.
He didn't have anything else to do.
Yeah, they had stuff to do, but when you got that much time, you're like, building a boat, it'll be the first boat or yacht in the world, and I've always wanted to be a captain. So,
okay.
Anyways, he's building the boat. Zacharias is over there mocking him, like, oh, what an idiot. Like, I would never invest in that. Like, I don't want to help you. And Noah's like, I could really use a hand here. It'll be really good for you in the future.
Okay.
Anyways, Ham and Yam and Bacon, they're all helping out. Japheth, one of his really stupid sons, he was friends with Zacharias, and they were over there hanging out doing nothing.
I don't know if that's part of the story.
And Zacharias was telling Japheth, like, oh, this looks like a pyramid scheme to me. See how there's like a point on the bottom because it's going up like this?
I see what you're doing.
Like
an
upside down.
You're just making
like an upside down pyramid. And
okay.
Japheth's like, you know what? You're an idiot, and I'm a stupid person. I can tell you're an idiot because everyone knows pyramid schemes are what happened when the Egyptians told the Jews to build their pyramids, and they never paid them for it. And that was the pyramid scheme of the century.
How would he know about that? The Egyptians and the pyramids and the Israelites in slavery. That was, I don't know.
Oh, what are you?
Maybe thousands of years after them.
Are you some sort of historian?
I don't know, but I had history class in junior high school.
They had books back then. You could have read it in a book.
They didn't really have books back then.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I guess they didn't have sandwiches back then either.
They didn't have, no, not even close.
Oh, I was like, oh,
I don't even know if
we need to pack up some food for the journey. Like, yeah, what do you got? He's like, well, I have some ham and some bacon. Does anyone have any cheese? Like, let's keep them all separate. Make sure they don't touch each other on a plate. We don't want to accidentally make a sandwich so that we ruin Sir Sandwich's invention in the future.
Let's not go off on a sandwich tangent.
No. Okay.
Okay. Let's stick with the story.
What is it? A Reuben sandwich? Okay.
No, there's no sandwiches.
No sandwiches. There's definitely a sandwich.
No sandwiches.
I was repeating what you said because it was so shocking.
Roger, you get that? Yeah, I said your name right this time. Yeah. Okay.
Like, looks like he needs a doctor.
Make sure we keep that clip.
No
sandwiches.
Here they are making the boat. God's like, listen, I am going to send all these animals to you. And he told Moses or Noah, Charlie, whatever his name is, he told him how big to build it. He was like, this is going to be a big boat, like big boat. He's like, 30 feet that way, 1,000 feet that way, or cubics is what they used back then, which was kind of like Hebrew for feet, I guess. Mm-hmm. And he builds it up, and then God calls all the animals, 2 of every kind from all over the world, to come to the boat.
Right.
To get on it because he's planning on flooding the whole place and killing everybody.
Okay.
So, especially Zacharias.
Did he tell Noah that? Because
Noah, yes, he told Noah eventually. I don't know exactly what it's like. By the way, Noah.
Was it when he told him to get up, or when the animals started showing up? Noah was like, "What the hell, God?"
No, God would have thought that was funny though, because he sense of humor, and he's like, "Oh, if you only knew, Noah, what the hell?"
Okay.
He's like, "I actually made that place too, so."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Oh, careful.
That is a dark sense.
You didn't say Jesus.
I said jeez.
So, anyways, all these animals start showing up, and they keep getting on. And Noah, this is where, like, kind of outside of a story I'm telling you, but it's where he kind of kicks the dinosaurs off because he had seen Jurassic Park, and he's like, well, he'd seen it in real life, not like the movie, but he had seen these, like, they're killing everything and eating. He's like, we don't want you guys on here. So
it doesn't really mention dinosaurs, I don't think.
Yeah, that's because they all about to not get on. Whoa, holy cannoli! Did you hang that up?
No, I didn't hang that up.
Like somebody peeking over our shoulder there.
Oh, what a huge forehead.
Good looking forehead. Okay. Well, Noah, the dinosaurs are like, hey, can we get on here?
By the way, that probably happened because you were making shit up about the Bible, and God just gave you a little message.
What did he miss with his lightning bolt? And just.
He was just sending a message. He didn't really want to hurt you.
Maybe that portrait wanted to get closer to the story because everything I was saying was so intriguing. Okay. He's like, hey, let me hop down here and just listen to what this guy's saying.
Just keep in mind the rest of the story. You know, when you make things up, weird things happen. All right, go ahead.
No, when you miss out on big opportunities, bad things happen.
Okay.
You'll see what I mean in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So the dinosaurs are like, hey, can we get on this boat? And Noah's like, oh, you don't want to be on here. It's so cramped and everything. Why don't you guys just go play over there? And Zacharias' yard. And they're like, no, okay, there's more room over here. And back then, dinosaurs could, they could talk.
So Noah was like...
That's the biggest problem I have with Jurassic Park is why can't they talk? Like, I'd love to know what they're thinking. And they're always like, ah.
Yeah.
Kind of like most of my conversations with you when you're like trying to say something, but it's just kind of sound like.
Well, they were animals. That's not how I act.
Yeah, tiny little arms. You're like, oh.
I don't have tiny little arms.
Yeah.
You're just making stuff up.
Tiny little brains like a dinosaur.
Okay.
Dinosaurs. So they're hanging out over there like.
And they couldn't talk.
Zacharias, they definitely could talk.
Okay.
You know. Okay, I don't know if we should get into this, but have you ever seen Homeward Bound?
Yeah, I've seen Homeward Bound.
Okay, well, what's that dog?
They don't talk.
They're talking the whole movie.
No, it's like Michael J. Fox and Sam Elliott are talking.
Neither one of them are in that movie.
They're the ones talking.
They might have been talking during the movie when they were at home watching popcorn going like, wow, this is a great movie.
Hold on,
and Michael J. Fox was like, yeah, it is Sam Elliott.
Charlie,
How are those dogs talking to each other? And they're like, well, they're trained animals. So we can send a monkey to space, but we can't teach dogs how to talk?
No, you can't. There's something with their vocal cords.
Have you ever seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, where they're a talking lion?
Yes.
So What do you think about that?
Once again, it's not the lion is not actually talking. It's not even a real lion.
They hadn't even invented CGI back then. Like, I know they fake it in some of these movies, like in what's that Chris Pratt movie where Guardians of the Galaxy, like, I know that raccoon, they probably didn't have a talking raccoon, but they have CGI.
They probably didn't have a raccoon wearing like body armor and like have a laser gun either.
Well, raccoons typically just use like regular bullet guns, but now they got CGI where they can do some voiceover stuff. But like when Homeward Bound, they just had to train those animals up. Took a long time, but anyways.
Okay.
Dinosaurs, they're like down there talking to Zacharias, and they're like, "Hey, did you help build this boat or this ark?" And Zacharias is like, "No, it looked like a pyramid scheme to me." And the dinosaur's like, "Yeah, I see what you're saying. Kind of looks like a pyramid because of the shape." And
so the animals with the smallest brains and the dumb neighbor.
We don't know. Yeah, they're
the ones disagreeing with Noah and
exactly
calling it a pyramid scheme.
And T-Rex is like, "Man, Zacharias, I like your hairdo." And Zacharias is like, "I like yours too." Like, nice, bro.
Okay, yeah.
T-Rexes are bald.
Okay.
Anyway,
I see what you did there.
starts raining, and Noah, I don't know why he left the skunks on, I think the mosquitoes probably just kind of snuck up top.
How do you think he got them on?
Well, they just kind of walked on there 2 by 2. It said they were like, God called them on there, so
yeah.
Who knows? They
okay.
showed up.
They're just like Noah, doing whatever God told them to do.
Doing what God, like, not a bad place to be.
Yeah.
When you got someone super smart telling you what to do,
right?
Typically, you take the advice.
But is he that smart? Because he made a huge mistake.
A huge mistake.
Yeah.
Who did? God
said he screwed up.
I think he was just making a joke to his buddies up there.
Okay.
Jesus and Holy Spirit.
It's kind of like
it was an inside joke. He's like, "Boy, I screwed up," and they're like, kind of like when you're perfect and you say you made a mistake, and everyone's like, "No, you didn't."
Kind of like when you tell a joke and you're the only one who laughs and everyone else is silent.
No, it's never happened before, so I guess maybe when that happens, we'll be able to see if that's true or not.
All right, so the animals are going on.
They're all on there. It starts raining, and Noah, he's like, "Hey, Japheth, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I was hanging out with my buddy Zacharias." He's like, "Get up here, you idiot!" And Japheth gets up in the boat, and they're like, "Hold on, did anyone put a door handle on this?" Japheth's like, "No, I forgot, Dad." And he's like, "Boy, it started to rain already. How are we going to shut the door?" God was like, "All right, don't worry. I got this, Noah. You got really dumb sons and a dumb neighbor." And God shut the door to the yard.
Very judgmental. He should have understood that they made a mistake because he had made a mistake.
It wasn't a mistake. It was an inside joke. God makes tons of jokes.
Okay.
Jokester.
All right, that's hilarious.
It's kind of like Samson. Like sometimes they call God the Riddler.
Okay.
But that was Samson's nickname.
Don't call God the. Okay, go ahead.
So Noah, door shut, starts raining. Zacharias is down there like, "Oh, this is sure nice. Love to get some rain." And Noah's like, "Hey, Zacharias, you want to come up here in this boat?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure. Can you open the door?" And Noah's like, "Oh, we don't have a handle. God already shut it." And water keeps rising. Zacharias and the dinosaurs are like, "Oh, we have made a terrible mistake. I missed out on a huge opportunity. I wish I'd gotten involved earlier because it would have been better for me and my life down the road."
Okay.
Well, Zacharias, needless to say, he is an excellent swimmer because of his lack of body hair. That usually hair gets wet, it drags you down. He didn't have any left on his face, but he starts drowning, and the dinosaurs are all swinging their arms and stuff. They accidentally claw him a bunch, and then a shark comes, bites off one of his legs, and he was like, Noah, you were right. Can you please get me up there?" Noah's like, "Sorry, Zach. I wish I could, but you kind of missed the boat already.
All right.
We're moving on to bigger and better things."
Kind of hitting the nail on the head here, big guy.
Zacharias was like, "Oh, Noah, I'm so sorry." And another big shark rips his bottom half off. An octopus grapples around him and starts slowly choking him to death. It takes him almost 40 days and 40 nights before he actually passes away. Just miserable. And he actually doesn't die from blood loss. he dies from shame and grief at missing the opportunity.
Wow.
So
I don't remember that part of the story.
well,
I thought I knew it pretty well.
You know about the hidden sea scrolls?
No.
Well,
never heard of them.
They only put the important, like some of the important parts in there. They left out some of the little stories, like one about Zacharias, but you can really earn some knowledge or get some knowledge out of it, and pass it on to other people.
Okay.
Educate them.
I don't think I got any knowledge.
Dropping little wisdom nuggets.
Okay. I know that's what you think you're doing.
The moral of the story is, don't be like Zacharias, an idiot, and pass up on a great opportunity to probably be a millionaire.
Okay. There's just a few problems I have. One is
I don't want to talk about your baldness again because I think that's like beating a dead dog.
I never talk about my baldness.
Your infertility. I don't want to talk about that either.
Okay, first of all, that's not true.
What other problems were you going to talk about?
Well, for one, Noah.
Your lack of strength.
Noah didn't ask anyone for money.
He asked him for help. They didn't have money back then. He asked him for like a investment of time
into a boat, which is an actual thing, not into nothing.
It's an investment into money in the future. I don't think you understand what I'm talking about. You give me money, and then you get people to give you money,
and then I give that money to you.
You just give me part of it. You get to keep some of it, and then they get people to give them money, and then you get more money the more people they sign up. That's it.
Yeah, you've explained it, but.
Anyways, I feel like this is the most educating experience you've had in a long time, so I'm glad you got to garner some knowledge. Garner means to gain.
Right.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And, if you have any questions, feel free to just send me an email so I can delete it.
Okay.
What do you think about that, Ralph? Any fact checks you need to correct? He's not moving.
He's really not moving.
Ralph?
You okay, Ralph?